Hey, what's up everybody? This is Chicken Possible back with another Xbox Game Pass quest guide. Today we're going to be working on a weekly quest. This is for the game Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown, and we've got to down 15 campaign enemies. This quest expires on the 14th, so we've got a week to do it, and we're going to get 50 Microsoft Rewards points for doing so. This one's going to be pretty easy. Basically, you're just going to be playing through the first level a couple of times. And in my playthrough, I actually did have sort of two crashes, I guess you might say. While I was playing through the first mission, I ended up crashing into another plane in the sky. So yeah, I would definitely watch yourself there. And then I also had a video crash, so I wasn't able to actually capture that. But we'll go ahead and start up the game on easy difficulty, just doing the campaign mode, because the enemies that we have to kill or destroy are definitely in the campaign specifically. So we're going to go through this first mission, Charge Assault, and basically start the mission out. You're not going to have any choices as far as the aircraft or the guns or anything. You're just going to be pressing A to move through all of those options. And you can press the menu button to skip any of the cutscenes, so that'll speed things up for you a little bit. So here we are on Mission 1, Charge Assault. Like I said, I had a crash part of the way through this mission, and I had taken out a few of the different enemies. So this is actually my second playthrough, so I probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 5 or 6 taken out the first time through. So my understanding is there are about 12 or so enemies total in this mission, so you might need to play through this twice, or obviously you can move on to the second mission if you want to. But basically when we start out here, we're going to hold down the right trigger to start accelerating, and like it says on screen there, you can use the left stick to move up and down and move left and right. If you've played GTA at all, this is very, very similar to the flight controls within GTA. As far as the things that you're seeing on screen, some of the squares that you'll see are allies. Allies are generally in blue, and then the enemies are marked on the minimap in red. So you can see the first bomber coming up, and you'll see the word next next to your next target that you're after. Sometimes, so look out for that, and basically just look for anything red. Anything red is what you're trying to take out. You'll also see TGT next to the targets. Sometimes that's short for target. And I would recommend, like I said, I had a crash when I was flying the first time, so if you see that you're getting too close to one of the enemies and are about to collide with them, or possibly even just with their debris after you take them out, just kind of swerve over to the side. Make sure you get enough clearance away from the target. And worst case scenario, you know, if you haven't been shooting well enough and you're just completely missing the target, but you're getting too close to them, just kind of veer off and then come back and try it a second time. I had to do that a little bit. As far as the buttons, so like I said, right trigger makes you go forward, makes you go faster. Left trigger will make you slow down. And if you want to fire just the forward cannon like I'm firing right now, you can just hold down the A button and it'll just repeatedly fire at the enemy. Pay attention to your radar. That'll show you where the next target is. And if you need to zoom out on your radar, you can press the select button. The left button, the button to the left of the Xbox button. All right, so we got our next target we're approaching here. So I'm shooting the regular cannon. And with the cannon, sometimes these bombers are so big, you can see I almost collided right there. Probably don't want to cut it that close. But it does take quite a few shots. It takes like 4 or 5 hits to take one of these down with that. And sometimes missiles will lock onto you, so that's just something to be aware of. If you see that red flashing on the screen, you might just kind of want to veer off to the side a little bit to make sure a missile doesn't actually take you out. I was never actually taken out by a missile. Like I said, the one time I did have a crash, I actually collided with another aircraft, so that's something I would recommend watching out for on this level. So at this point, they introduce you to the missiles that you have on board that you can target with. So you can press the X button to do that, to change to the special weapon. And then when you see those, when you see the outlines kind of change to targets, then you're locked on to them. You can press B to unleash your volley of missiles. And I believe you start with 15 missiles. You can see on the lower right, it's the 4 AAM. I'm down to 11 now because I fired 4 missiles just then. So it depends on how many targets you're locked onto as to how many missiles you're going to fire in each volley. If you're only locked onto 1 target, then it'll just shoot 1 missile. But I was locked onto 4 there, so it fired 4 out of my 15. All right, we're just proceeding on to the next target here. And if you're close to a target and you are just not seeing it on your screen, you'll see like a little sort of, I would describe it as like a paper airplane that appears on screen. So you might be able to see it there in red. So it's just kind of, the paper airplane's kind of showing me where my next target is, where I should be, the opponent I should be going against. And once you get to where you have a visual on that target again, the paper airplane will kind of disappear. And okay, so we've got that one destroyed. So now the paper airplane in green is pointing me back, kind of behind me. So if you need to turn really sharply, I would recommend like taking your finger off the right trigger, maybe holding on the left trigger a little bit to slow your speed down a bit. You'll be able to turn a little bit better and not get so far away from the target if you're really close to it, like I was just then. So we're doing great. We're almost done with the tutorial. We've got just, I think, 1 more round of enemies to take out here. So basically the direction I'm heading, if you look at the lower left, there's a red indicator on that mini-map, so that's what I'm following to figure out where the next target is. And now I've got a visual on it. I'm shooting the cannon at it, but I never seem to actually make contact with the target when I was this far out. You have to get pretty close for the cannon to actually make contact with the target. And then you can also get a lock at about that same range and hit it with your missiles if you want to. So I'm down to 6 missiles at this point, which should be plenty for the rest of the mission. We're spinning around looking for another target. There's another target right here that we can take out. So we'll fire some more missiles at actually both targets. There was one down below as well. So I think we took out both of those there. We're going to spin around, see where the paper airplane leads us next. Just keep looking for those targets. Looks like somebody else, maybe one of my team members, may have taken that one out. All right, so we'll head for the big target on the mini-map next. Looks like we've got about 3 or 4 bombers out this way. They're heading close to the home base. So we'll see if we can take those out. And that should just about do it for the beginning mission here. This is kind of a tutorial mission. I guess like most games, the first level kind of gets you ready for the combat style and introduces things to you. So there we go, we hit the B button, unleashed a volley of missiles, and took out a bunch of the enemies. We missed one, so I've switched to the main cannon. So I'm just holding down the A button now to hopefully hit it. I've turned my engine off, so I'm hitting the left trigger to slow down. And we've destroyed the last one. Again, watch that debris. You don't want to fly through that after you blow it up. It might possibly blow you up. So your commander says that you're in the clear. You see mission accomplished come up in blue. So again, you may have, when you get to this point, you may have only taken out about 12 enemies. So you may need to repeat the mission one more time. There's a option to quickly restart the mission after this if you want to. And I believe you do have to get all the way to the end of the mission for the quest to actually complete, because I don't believe the game actually uploads the information to Xbox Live until you actually complete the mission. So worst case scenario is you have to go through it twice for the quest to complete. But this one's almost finished. We're just watching some of the story information about Yeah, about a princess who's in trouble, basically. Going back to the almost Star Wars themes here. Princess in danger, must help. And then we'll press A to skip here, and that should finish up the quest for us. So we can go ahead and jump over to the Xbox Game Pass Quest app and turn that in and get our 50 rewards points. I believe we've also got an achievement that unlocks at this moment for the first flight, finishing the first mission in campaign mode. And that's pretty much gonna do it for Ace Combat. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found that video helpful, please be sure to click the subscribe button on YouTube and hit that bell for notifications. You can also find links in the description for other social media links of mine. Stay tuned for more Microsoft rewards and achievement guides, and I'll see you in the next one.